Hi there, RV and trailer owners. Today we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to seal up your leaky roof here using Quick Roof's Extreme Roof Repair Kit. This comes in a couple of different colors. We're going to be using the white today, but you can also get it in a tan color. It's a 6-inch wide strip and you get 25 feet in length here, so you got plenty to work with. We're going to be resealing the cap here at the front where it goes across all the way across. It has already been repaired once at another facility and the leaks were still occurring. So we're going to be using this because this will bond to almost any surface, whether it's vinyl, plastic, metal, even wood. There's a whole lot of other materials out there that it also bonds to. So this is going to be perfect for this application because we've got the more vinyl type top here and our plastic cap, and they're two different types of surfaces, so it's important that you got a material that can bond appropriately to both of those. To assist us with this though, to ensure that over the years of having this on here, especially since this is right here at the front where the wind is just kind of going over the top of it here, it's going to be beaten on this, trying to peel it off. Now it's extremely strong bonding, probably won't peel off, but we don't want to take things by chance because water damage is no joke. It can start to spread, be very costly, and it can make you sick if it's unattended. So we've got a couple of different brands of self-leveling sealant here at eTrailer. You've got Extreme and we've got Alpha. We're gonna be using Alphas today, but they're both phenomenal sealants. So after you unwrap your kit there, it's just got some like paper around it. There are a lot of pieces of tape over it, so to get all those pieces off so you can start to unroll it here. We're gonna just unroll it and work our way down. The outside edge here is gonna be the edge we want facing up, and the other edge here has a coating, like a non-stick backing on it. We'll be peeling that backing off and putting the adhesive side down on top of our roof. Now we already did a little bit of prep work here and ripped off the old strip that was up here that was previously on there. Just get that out of the way. And you want to try to get some of the old sealant off. You don't have to get all of it off because this is going to cover it up. We're just mainly trying to get all like any bulk chunks that's off here on both the edges. The stuff here in the middle, our material here is going to be completely covering it. So it's not really that important there, but on the edges where we're trying to seal, we want that to be relatively smooth. So we're just going to start rolling it out here and we'll be rolling it down. I'm just going to get me a certain amount and kind of just get it started. Right, and our edge here, we're just going to try and keep it straight. We're not going to go quite as far forward as the previous one was, all the way to the edge there, because that when we put the self-leveler on there, it's going to want to kind of go over the edge, and we want to try to not get our white self-leveling sealant on the black surface. We're going to try to keep all the white sealant on the white areas so that way it stays looking nice too. We're just going to get this in place here, keeping it back just a little bit so we can use our self-leveler to cover all that. Get it laid down there, and then we're just going to smooth it out, working it down. And we're going to do this just continually all the way down until we make our way across to the other side. And as we're doing this, you see it's starting to crease right there. We don't want to have any creases on any of our edges, so it seals. So I got a small, just like scraper tool. If you got an old credit card, those will work well also. We just want to try to make sure we don't have any of those creases. See, like that, you can get under it, get that crease out, and then lay it back down. And then when we get here to the other side, we're just gonna cut along the edge here, and I'm just kind of using the roll here to help me get a nice straight edge. Just kind of rolled it up tight where I want it to cut, and we're just gonna slit it right down along there. I also like doing it like this because this way I'm not cutting down towards the roof, I'm cutting sideways, so that way I know I'm not going to cut into any of the roof material. And we can just smooth that out. And we're just gonna do another pass, working our way across, just back and forth, making sure we get the edges very smooth. And now to ensure that wind forces that's going across this doesn't ever peel it up, and to just make it an even better bond here to the roof, we're gonna put that self-leveling on top. We're gonna go all the way around the edges of our piece that we put on here, all the way around. And you want to be pretty generous with this. It will start to, gravity will take effect and it'll start flattening out as it's up here to cover up our edges. All right, we finished putting our sealant all the way around the edges, and we even did a little bit where the previous repair, there was some small pieces, we went ahead and resealed those as well. Now you want to give this about 24 to 48 hours to fully level itself and seal up, because it is still going to be just a little bit tacky here when we touch it, and we'd like it to be a little bit more adhered to the surface to where it can't smear or pull off. And while we use it up at the front to repair a leak that we had, you can use it too for installation. For an example, like these roof vent covers, this is just self-leveling sealant that was applied on here. But if you wanted an extra layer of protection, you could use the strips all the way around, just like we did up there in the front. And I still recommend putting the self-leveling sealant around the edges, and that'll just give you a better seal. And then with the nice look of the vinyl and the white, it just kind of helps it be smoother and just integrate into your roof a little better and look nicer. And in addition to roof accessories and the cap that we sealed there on our bigger motorhome, something like this is also a great application. I had a little accident. This is my personal camper, and I scraped the side of my house when I was parking it one time. So we can use these strips to go down here and seal this back up as well. And that'll just help keep my awning here from collecting moisture and molding. If you have tents as well and you get a little rip in your tent, you can use it to repair tents also. When you go to apply your repair strips on, you want to make sure that it's at least 25 degrees Fahrenheit out. If it's colder than that, it won't adhere as well, but as long as you're above that, you'll be okay. And you don't have to wait until it's a nice dry day to do this. You know, if you get up in the morning and you got a little bit of morning dew on here, this will stick to damp surfaces, so you can just give it a quick wipe down, and if there just happens to be a little moisture left, it'll still adhere just fine to the top here. And what makes this a better repair than simply just using like a self-leveling sealant is that it will maintain its properties over time. So it's not going to shrink. If we put this in place, it's not going to shrink down. And if it were to shrink, things that would happen would be if you had any sealants and stuff on here, or if it was covering up a specific edge, it could shrink to a point where it's not covering that edge, or if you had sealant on it, it would cause the sealant to crack. But you don't have to worry about that with this. It's going to maintain its shape, so it's not going to cause any seals to leak in the future. It's not going to harden. It's going to stay conformed to the roof contours, and it's nice that it doesn't harden, because if it does harden, it could potentially start to crack. And since we stay nice and smooth like this, it's not going to crack in the future, which would let in moisture and things like that. So this keeps it out. It's just going to be a better sealing repair than self-leveling sealant by itself, because the self-leveling sealant, it's great stuff. I use it on my my pop-up. I've had a hole on there that I've used to seal it up, and it's been like that for several years. But when I touch it, I can feel that it's fairly hard, and I know that at some point it's going to start to crack, and I'm probably going to have to repair it again. So the next time that I repair it, I'm probably going to be putting some of this down and then putting that self-leveling sealant on top of it, and that should be a permanent repair for the life of that camper. So regardless of whether you are fixing a leak on the roof or if you're adding any type of accessories, this will give you the opportunity to seal it up better than just any kind of sealant would by itself, and give you a more pleasing look in the end.